You want 670? You want 670?
I don't do that.
Hello, everybody. Thank y'all for coming out on a Saturday morning. I hope your bellies are full with the pizza and the chicken. At Envision, we try to make sure everybody is fed, okay? Because I used to be at other agencies, and we would go to meetings and have things, and they serve us bread and water. And I said, if I ever have my own, I'll make sure everybody's happy. I think you can tell by our panel here, they're pretty happy right now. But I want to thank y'all for coming out. We want to make the home buying experience simple and educated. That is our biggest thing. So instead of coming up and just giving presentations and stuff, we have like a panel discussion. And we want to include as many, we want you to ask as many questions as possible, because buying a house is your biggest investment that you'll ever make. Okay? So I want to take the time and let each one of the speakers introduce themselves, their company, and the services they provide. Sabrina?
I'm Sabrina Harper, one of the owners of Choice Settlement Group. We are a title licensed by the title company and an escrow company as well. We service the state of Maryland to the entirety and the District of Columbia. I will be the last person you see. You go through the process, and we're here to service you.
Kevin?
I am Kevin Edmondson. I work with American Classic Agency. We actually do a lot of your financing, your mortgage protection, your disability insurance, your retirements, service everybody in the Maryland, DC, Virginia area. Focus on tax-free retirements and various other things that can benefit you all. So that's what I do, get help.
Good morning. I'm Dwayne Sewell with DMV Professional Inspection. I specialize in home inspections, 203K, lead, mold, radon. I'm your building consultant for life.
I'm Nick Maltino, NFM Lending. We're a Maryland-based lender. Why that is important, because we know all the programs, so the 100%, 4% down, 10,000, 20,000, whatever it might be. So we're very on top of that, and we really cater to first-time homebuyers.
Now, with that being said, so y'all don't fall asleep, okay? During the course of us asking questions and stuff, I want to make sure y'all paying attention. So I have a pocket full of gift cards to give away if you answer the questions correctly. And I know some Envision agents are here, so they can also win, okay? So that's going to make them pay attention as well. But I'm going to start out with Kevin, because Kevin is the newbie here, okay, amongst the group. So what is mortgage protection, and why is it important?
Mortgage protection is a little different than your actual.
I'm sorry, mortgage protection insurance. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
Mortgage protection insurance actually protects you as opposed to the mortgage insurance that protects the lender. And it makes sure that you have different funds in place. If in fact you get sick, hurt, or injured, it makes whoever you decide as your beneficiary as opposed to the lender being the beneficiary. It gives you different options of what you can do with your home as far as who you like to leave your legacy to and/or your assets. So it's a plan that prepares you for any type of emergency that you would have, because the primary reason that people lose their homes is because of medical emergencies. And I don't know that most of you have known that. So this is something that protects you. So it's a form of life insurance, but it's designed to protect you and your assets.
So how many people that you know usually get any type of mortgage protection?
How many people?
Yeah, on a percentage basis for home buyers.
I would say 98%.
98% do?
98%. But see, it's important that you get the right type of mortgage protection. And what I say is certain mortgage protection only pays the balance of your mortgage.
Okay.
See, and we actually feel that if you're paying for mortgage protection and we're insuring your total value of your home, and you've been paying for it, it should pay for at any time the total value of your home and not the balance. So
So before all of that, okay, okay? Before we even go look at houses or anything. Nick, what do we do once we get pre-approved, okay? And I guess start off before that. What do you need for a client to get pre-approved, and what happens after that?
Okay, so pre-approval process is pretty simple. So there's a million different programs out there. What I do is start a profile for you to determine what program you're gonna fit in, because all programs are different. City has programs, states have programs, counties have different programs. They all have different income limits. You can't make so much money. You can't have enough, you can't have too much money in the bank. So basically I start a profile by looking at your tax returns, W-2s, pay stubs, bank statements. That's pretty much all I need to get the process started. We look at your credit, and then I'll determine what program you're in. If you say, hey, I know for a fact I want to live in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, I'll say, okay, that'll eliminate some programs and a couple of other programs come to mind. And then we'll discuss them at length at that point, which one's going to be best fit for what you're trying to do. So once we determine that, I write you a pre-approval letter. I give you a worksheet that says how much money you're going to need, what program we're going to use, and what your monthly payment's going to be. Because you don't always want to go, if you qualify for a $550,000 house, that doesn't mean you want a $550,000 house payment. So affordability is definitely something we look at. So I'll talk to you about, this is as high as you can go, and this is the amount of house you're going to qualify based off of what you tell me you want to pay. And realistically, you're probably going to fall somewhere right in the middle of that. So once I give you the pre-approval and the worksheet and everything, it's going to be Reggie and Envision is going to take you out looking for homes. So I'm pretty much done till you come back to me with the ratified contract. Tell me this is the house that we want. And then once that happens, everything goes really, really quickly. So take a look, if you haven't picked one up yet, they're on the back table over here, the do's and don'ts. So the do's, once we move quickly, once we're under contract, we move quickly, we need the do's. So save your pay stub, save your bank statement, save everything once you're pre-approved, so you all have it ready. Once we're ready to go, we're ready to go. You give it back to me. The first day we get that contract, we're gonna send the application either that day or the next day out to you to either come in and meet with me and sign, or we have an e-sign. So you can just do it over your computer, very easy, very easy. Next day we order your verification of employments, which basically means we just call your employer and say, hey, does Ms. Johnson work there? How much does she make? They send a form back to us, very easy. We order the appraisal. Does everyone know what an appraisal is on the property? Okay, so order the appraisal, and if there's any type of verification or rent required, we order that. So once we get all that back, we submit you to the underwriter. The underwriter looks at the whole file and says, okay. And basically, she's just verifying the information that I collected the first time we spoke, the tax returns, W-2, pay stubs. As long as everything's the same, we're gonna get an approval from them. There's usually a few items on there, some on our side, some on your side. Hey, explain this on your pay stub, explain this on your bank statement, that type of thing. And then once we're done with that, we get the approval from the underwriter, all the conditions are met, we're ready to close.
Dwayne, as a home inspector, Dewey and Tracy, first-time home buyers, you take them on a home inspection. What are some things that you want to explain to them about the house?
Well, first, I'm gonna ask them if they, this is their first time buying a house, get some questions from them, get a good feel for how they, looking at the house, and make sure that we educate them if they don't know some things about the house. So what I like to do is, like I tell people, let's start off from the front of the house, look at the front of the house, just take a look at it and make sure the house is, make sure the house is where it's at. Because you can look at the roof and tell if the roof's sagging just by looking on the street. And if it's on the hill, you try to make sure don't no water go into the foundation. And we check the roof, we check the gutters, we check the mechanical system, HVAC system, and all the plumbing on the exterior and up in the attic.
Okay, so, for example, Sabrina, if you have Kim, who's at the table, she's first time home buyer, and we have gone through the whole process of purchasing the home, purchasing the home, she has it, and she's at the settlement table getting ready to sign. How would you deal with Kim knowing that she's a first time home buyer?
Oh, we take our time. We take our time, we explain everything, in terms of the documents that you're signing, your interest rate, your monthly payment, your P&I, the difference between that and the total payment, which includes your escrows for your taxes and insurance. We answer every question possible. We ask you, do you have any questions? just to make sure, because it's a tedious process. You finally made it there, and it's scary, you know, as a first-time home buyer, and we understand that because we've all been first-time home buyers, you know, which helps us better service a first-time home buyer. We make sure that you invite us to the housewarming party out. Seriously, we do. We hold our first-time home buyers' hands.
Can you explain title insurance?
Title insurance, you have two forms. You have owners and you have lenders. 100% each time that you purchase or refinance your property, the lender's going to always require lender's title insurance. Lender's title insurance protects that lender's lien position on the title to your home. So that in the event, unfortunately, some people do default. Prayerfully, no one here will. But if you do default and it goes into a foreclosure situation, that deed of trust on that, and them having first lien position under your deed, which gives you ownership, they can foreclose on the property. So the title insurance policy, we're ensuring them that they're gonna be in that first lien position so that they're protected if they're not paid back. Owner's title insurance protects you as the homeowner and your title to your property. We do a 60-year search on every purchase. Unfortunately, there are things that have not been recorded from previous owners, where they've already sold the property. We came across title where 3 owners back, someone filed because of the market crashing. They went back through all their files, the title company closed down, and they just went and recorded everything that they didn't record. Well, the property's been sold 3 times. So now, you as a homeowner, that's on your title. So that needs to be cleared up. And what the owner's title insurance policy does, you make a phone call, give them your policy number, and that title underwriter, we use First American, their legal staff at no cost to you, gets right on it, get that taken care of and removed from your title, because you can't refinance or sell your property with other people's liens on your property. In addition to the owner's title insurance also protects you from undisclosed heirs. It could have been an estate property 5 owners ago, and they purposely failed to contact the heir who had rights to the property. That heir still has rights to the property. So what the owner's title insurance does, it steps in, again, legal staff is on it, they take care of it. You pay for owner's title insurance premium one time, and that's when you purchase the property.
Very informative. I learned something myself.
All right.
Question, first question. What are 2 things that you need to get pre-approved for a loan? What are 2 things you need to get pre-approved for a loan?
Lender to approve you.
No, what is he gonna ask you for to approve you for a loan?
To your income.
Wait, what'd you say?
W-2s
Uh-huh.
and your pay stubs.
Okay, there you go. Good call. Now, during the process, and just to break things down too, first thing we want to do is before, as a real estate company, we want to make sure you get pre-approved first. Once you get pre-approved, then as a real estate company, we take in what you say to go find what you want, okay? Now, there's going to be some blunt truth in it because sometimes people are asking for a $500,000 house, and really, they can only afford a $300,000 house. And because of that, we have to be bluntly honest with you, okay? But at the same time, long as you are staying realistic, our job is to give you what the market dictates. We don't dictate anything to you. We are here to educate you. So after you get pre-approved, we find your house, we get what's called, after that, and we find and put an offer on it, and both sides agree. That's called a ratified contract, okay? Take the ratified contract, I take it to Nick. That's how Nick orders the appraisal, okay? After the appraisal, we go to Dwayne. He does the home inspection, okay? If there's problems with the house, we do what's called a repair addendum, okay? To present it to the seller, okay? Now for me and my agents, we put down everything, okay? Because it's not up to us to say no. It's up to them to say no, okay? You and I will sit there and say, okay, as long as they do 1, 2, 3, we're good. Okay, anything after that is an extra. Okay? So then also when we get the ratified contract, we take it to Sabrina. So she does a search on the title, make sure we got clean title and everything. So then after we go to settlement with Sabrina, then we go to Kevin to make sure that we protect the house and our money. So with that being said, Kevin, what does a financial consultant do?
Amazing how you live. Well, I don't know, if this actually making it to everyone's, and I hope it is. Our company actually has, American Classification has a mission statement, and that statement simply states that we help middle Americans identify and resolve financial matters which have not been addressed and which you may not even be aware of. So what I do is make sure that you're prepared for anything that may happen that comes down the road to protect you and the things you own.
Do
Because
you give any contributions?
I'm sorry?
Do you give any contributions?
Well, but what it is though, and what we've actually found with this brochure, and one of the things that really even stood out to me once again when I looked at it, and I've had this happen to several of my clients since I've been in this business, which is why, I have a deep passion for doing it. It actually shows that 6 out of 10 people with health insurance used up all or most of their savings for medical bills. And this is with health insurance. So, the wrong time to find out what you don't have is when you need it. So I make sure that you have what you need, so there's no surprises coming down the road. So, yes, I'm a financial consultant. Yes, we can do investment, but I don't do you any good if I invest your money and I haven't showed you how to protect what you currently have in place. Okay? So that's what I do. And I have a lot of, people now who are concerned about the economy, the ups and downs. So I show you programs that you can take advantage of that are totally tax-free, because they're not telling us about tax-free money. So if I was to even ask you all, where can you take your nest egg and put it somewhere, let it grow favorably, never lose money, never pay fees to manage that money, and pull it out totally tax-free, I don't think many folks can really. Can anybody in here tell me where you can do that?
I was hoping you was gonna tell me. I was like, waiting for you to say it.
And see, that's the problem that we've been encountering. And it's just, they don't teach it in school.
No.
Okay? And most of the time, I do family seminars, I do church seminars, I talk with any and everybody. Okay? Because you need to know this. This is your money. You already playing the money game every day, but nobody's telling you the rules of the game. All we know is traditional rules, 401ks, TSPs, hours, but nobody's telling you all the rules. And I can guarantee you, Donald Trump knows the rules. Most people may not care for him, but I guarantee he knows the rules to the money. Okay, so that's what I actually do, and I show you how to protect, how to grow, how you can afford some of the things that you like to own in life, okay? And how to leave a legacy for the next generation. So when you hear people talk about old money, they got old money, I'll show you how to get old money.
I need that new money.
You get that too, but see, you get the new money. But you have to know what to do with it when you get it. I have a client, $1 million. He said, Kevin, I got over $1 million sitting in the bank. And they treat me like this because he was in a hospital situation, right? I said, well, bro, I got a problem with that. Why you have $1 million sitting in the bank? They can't insure $1 million in the bank. Why you have it sitting there?
Oh, wow.
They're hardly paying you very little interest on your money, and you're paying taxes on the same money over and over and over again.
Yeah.
But we don't think about it.
And I'm borrowing that money.
Yeah,
They give money to me.
Not to mention, that money is borrowed. It's not credit approved, which means if you get sued, tax lien, and judgment,
It's gone.
gone. Okay. So, where can we put it? Where they can't touch it. That's the kind of thing that happens. And I have actually my little survey sheets that I pass out. Y'all can check off what you like and send it back.
Big guys, not surprised.
So I have a question for you,
Yeah.
if I may. So if you have like a money like at a bank, credit union in particular, it's like in a jumbo marketing thing? Are they good? Like just to hold it, you know what I mean?
It depends on how they classify that money,
Okay,
okay? And, you know, I'll share with you some of the differences in how they classify money. And when I say that, it may come under the rules of like a money market,
yeah, that's what it is, a jumbo money market.
okay?
Not good since you smile.
It's a savings account.
Yeah, that's what he
It's a
told
savings
me, it's like a
account,
savings,
that's all it is.
yeah.
It follows a lot of the rules of traditional money that's in the bank,
Yeah.
where it's gonna be taxed, where it's actually going to as well,
Yes.
where it doesn't earn a lot of interest. Okay, I wanna put you where you can earn high interest,
Okay,
grow favorably,
okay.
regardless of the market, never lose money.
All right, give me that survey now.
And
I know that's right up there.
I need that right now.
Right.
I just moved that money to, I need to get that back right now. Yeah.
Hey, good points, good
Yeah,
points. good
thank you.
points. Yeah, good point. Now, a lot of times when buyers are trying to buy a house, the number one thing is, I ain't got no money,
Mm.
okay? The title, I don't know if y'all saw on the thing, is Who Got My Money, okay? So with that being said, Nick, can you talk about some of the down payment assistance programs that are available now?
Yep, there's some really good ones. I brought a couple in the back, over there. 100% financing over here. So this is probably the most popular program right now. So there's two different ways to use this program. So the 100% financing way is basically, it's a conventional loan with only 3% down payment. So you put 3% down, we use 1% of the 4 to use for closing costs. So if we get 3% seller help from the person selling the house, you basically need very little or no money to close on the house. So great program. Another way that I've been marketing this and seeing it's been very successful is right now it's a very, very tough market. So there's gonna be, just say 10 offers on the same exact house. How are you gonna have the best offer? Sometimes it's not gonna be the highest offer because we can go in and say, hey, we don't need any seller help. So you put 3% down, we use the complete 4%, all for closing help. We ask for no closing help from the seller. So that will get you on the top of that stack of 10 real quick. This is a state program, so it's anywhere in the state. The second best program I think right now would probably be, and this is gonna run out of money pretty soon probably, is the only reason I don't think it's the best, and because it's centralized to Montgomery County, $40,000. You get up to $40,000 with that program. Pathways to Purchase, Prince George's County, you can get $10,000. And there's also a lot of state, 5,000 for the, I don't know if anyone's heard of the CDA. There's certain employer matches that you can get up to $7,500 with that as well. So there's, right now, it seems it's feast or famine with the programs. It's either there's no programs available or there's 10 programs available. So right now you're coming at a great time. There's a million, I don't think I've ever seen so much free money out there right now.
And with that being said, a lot of buyers, they say, oh, I don't have money to pay for the appraisal, I don't have money to pay for the home inspection, and what if something happens to my house? Well, we have a campaign going on called the Fab Five, okay? Well, if you sign with Envision, free appraisal, free home inspection, free home warranty. If you have problems with your credit, free credit repair. And at the table with Sabrina, we'll give you a gift card for groceries. Okay? It's called the Fab Five. So if you want to know more about it, and I know we're on video, 1-800-414, what's the other 4 numbers? I forgot. Anyway, I'll let you know later. I'll let you know later. But call Envision 240-232-7005 for more information. Now back to our panel.
4967.
4967, yes, 1-800-414-4967, call us, Fab Five. All down, back to our panel. Now, Dwayne, some people, when they buy houses and stuff, what they don't realize is that depending on the year, it was their base payment. Can you talk about that and when that started and what you do and your services that you provide for that?
On the home inspection? or-
Yeah, for the home inspection and their base payment. Let's say, for example, a house was built in 1972, okay? What are some things that you do differently than a house was built in 1999?
Well, it's not really things different, it's just, when I go through the house, I'm looking for certain things. Most of Most of the problem with lead-based paint is the wooden windows. If it's vinyl windows, it's not really a hazard. And we look at the door hinges, make sure they're not, cracking. Cause a lot of carpenters, they paint the door hinges. And then people, all houses got lead-based paint. When they say from like, probably when you get to the 70s, on back, you gotta think about the gasoline had lead in it. That's why they went to unleaded. So lead-based paint is not a hazard until it's chipping and peeling. Some people say, well, we put like 20 coats of paint on the wall. They use like an XIF gun, like a radar detector when they be shooting radar. That's how we measure the paint content in the wall. So we do the exterior and the interior. And when we look at crown molding, baseboards, they're gonna have lead-based paint, even in closets. So they really not doing a total gut. So that means they still gonna have lead-based paint in the closet. That's basically it. Cause we don't like to do it on a home inspection because we taking something from the floor and from the windows. So in Maryland, if it's replacing windows, you won't have to take it from the window sill. You just take it from the floor. But a lot of people get scared about lead-based paint. As long as it's not chipping and peeling, it's okay.
So Brandon, so we going back to the table. So when we at the table and you got a new buyer, they see this long sheet with all these figures on it called the CD. Can you explain the CD, please?
The CD stands for closing disclosure, which is prepared between the lender and the title company. And what the closing disclosure has, it has your good faith estimate, your final good faith estimate figures, which lets you know, previously, when you first got the loan estimate, is what the lender normally sends you in the beginning. It has estimates of the fees, and then you have the final. That's on there, as well as your truth in lending. The truth in lending gives you basically your finance charges and how much you're actually paying over the life of the 30-year loan or 20-year loan, whatever terms that you have. In addition, and more importantly, it has all the figures that you're paying for closing. Your closing costs, seller contribution, your taxes, your insurance, any lender fees that might be charged, title company fees, it has commission, admin fees, it has every figure. It also shows, if we're aware, we make sure that anything that you paid prior to closing is shown on there. So, and then it gives you the credit for your earnest money deposit, which I'm sure Reggie will go over later, which you pay at the beginning of ratifying the contract, submitting the offer. Typically we hold it, or your realtor holds, the brokerage holds that earnest money, but we give you credit for that at closing. So it has all the figures, from beginning of time of taking the application to it's time to sign and get the keys. So that's what the closing disclosure is, and we explain line by line with you.
And also to piggyback on that, she said earnest money deposit. Earnest money deposit is due at the contract signing. That is the consideration that you put with the contract itself. Okay, you just can't submit a contract and say, I ain't gonna put no money up, because the bottom line is that usually when you're going into a bidding war, the higher the earnest money, if I'm on the listing side, that's making me, I'm looking at that contract and saying, oh, okay, they're real serious. So the usual amount is like $1,000, okay? But if my clients, if they have it and that money is applied to your deal, so say for example, you go to Nick and Nick says you need to bring $15,000 to the table. If you bring the $5,000 earnest money deposit, okay, because we want to win this deal, then you only have to bring $10,000 to the table. So it's not something separate. A lot of people get it mixed up a lot of times. It's not something separate. All right, one more thing. What does CD stand for?
Closing disclosure.
You saw the giant card. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I want to piggyback what Reggie said probably about when people say they don't have enough money for like the home inspection. They ask us how much the home inspection costs, but they never ask us what's our qualification.
Right, yes.
They don't interview us. Like y'all interview the realtor, y'all should interview the home inspector.
Yes.
To make sure he did diligent on what he said he's gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
And what type of service he provides.
Yes.
But not all home inspectors equal. If I say 400, you will say, why? But you'll never ask what you get for 400.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and to piggyback that, when he does your home inspection, after settlement, after you see Sabrina, he goes back and rekeys your doors for free.
It's a bonus.
It's a
not,
bonus.
It's it's not part of the home inspection.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
It's a part, but it's not, you know, I'm trying to word it differently.
It's a
Yeah, it's customer service, exactly. Now, how many of us have kids?
Little kids or big
It
kids?
doesn't matter, they still kids.
Yes, they are.
They still kids. Kevin, tell us why it is important to have insurance for our kids, especially the small ones, okay? We ain't talking about the big ones, especially the small ones. Why is it important? And the reason why I say that is because I have a policy through them for my kids, okay? This particular policy is a whole life policy. So God forbid anything happened to them, okay? I'm talking about as far as health-wise, then it pays them. But when they get out of college, because I've been paying on it, I'm just gonna hand it to them with cash value, okay? So, I'm sorry, on you, buddy.
Grandkids count?
Grandkids count too, yes.
You were actually doing a great job, Ray. Well, here's the deal with our children. When you start talking about insurance, in particular life insurance, all insurance is based on your age and your health.
Yeah.
The younger you are, the less expensive it is.
Mhm.
Okay. Now it's transitioned because life insurance at one time had a stigma because it was life insurance. Most people looked at it almost like death insurance. You know, they looked at it like someone's gonna pay out to somebody else if I actually die. Well, that's not true anymore. And I'll give you just one example. I have several I could give you. But I had a young lady, 26 years old, after we educated the family on how insurance works, that, and you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yes, absolutely.
She came down with cancer. And so she ended up with $24,000 in medical bills that her medical insurance would not cover. And she, through the help of her farm, bought a policy of our company called Life Insurance You Don't Have to Die to Use. She bought a $200,000 policy. And even though she only had it for 1 year, and she had those bills, the company came back and said, we will offer you $123,000 right now to take care of anything that you encounter. I encouraged her not to take the whole $123,000 because something else may come up. And so she took $40,000 off her $200,000 policy. The money she took was tax-free. She paid no taxes on it. She didn't have to pay the money back. And her monthly premium actually went down. Okay? Sound too good to be true.
And I'm gonna tell you what, not to interrupt you, I have 3 of those policies, okay? That's on myself, so don't try to hit me while I'm out here, man, okay? All right? But I have 3 of those policies myself, because it does build money, okay? The tax-free money that he's talking about. So I know, yeah, I mean, I'm just being bluntly honest, I probably pay about $750 a month in between those 3 policies. But I get a 7.5% return, guaranteed, okay? So that's not bad at all. Yeah. It keeps the money away from my wife too, so she won't spend it all, you know? So there's ways of hiding money, so that's what I use it for, but I also have it on my kids too. So it's very important, especially after purchasing a house and raising a family, having information like this is very, very important, okay? Nick.
I just want to stop you right there. I just want to remind you we're on video, so
Okay.
don't show that to your wife.
Oh yeah. Hey, baby, I'm playing. I'm sorry. My bad. So Nick, let me ask you this: for NFM lending, what makes your company different from other lenders?
So we're a very customer service oriented business. We have, we want to always be able to be available. So we have people that help on the front end. We follow a system called the core system. So we have what's called a loan partner 1, which basically once you're getting pre-approved, if I'm not available, she's available. If I need her to reach out to you because I'm in a meeting or something, we're getting back to you as soon as possible. And I'm always reviewing everything. So everything's it's always really good and everyone's very well trained. Once you have that ratified contract, there's another person called a loan partner 2 that will help you with that. So we'll walk you through every line of every single thing. Just like Sabrina said, she'll walk you through every line of everything at the settlement table. We're gonna do the same thing throughout the whole process. Another thing I touch, and these are people besides processors, underwriters, this is just my personal team. that will help you, so you know you're in good hands. And if you're not pre-approved yet, what we like to do is say, okay, here's your plan to get pre-approved. I mean, we're not credit repair experts or anything like that. We might refer you to a credit repair person, or say, hey, just pay this down, do this, because we see credit all the time. So our goal is to get everyone into a house. You might not be ready this month, it might take 6 months, it might take a year, whatever it is, we want to get you on the path. NFM's a Maryland-based company, that's what I talked about earlier. If you call LendingTree or DieTech or one of those companies, they might be in Arizona or Utah, they have no idea about the state tax credits, they have no idea about the 100% program, they don't know about pathways to purchase. You say, I want to buy in Prince George's County, you could make up a county, they don't know what counties are in Maryland. So I grew up in Prince George's County, I live in Anne Arundel County, I have an office in Howard, Montgomery County. So I'm very versatile, know all the programs around here, do a lot Maryland, DC, Virginia. So wherever you're looking, we're pretty much gonna have the best program and the best customer service for you guys.
And I will say that when Nick is the lender on the loan, when even our first time home buyers, when they come to closing, they know everything. So all we're doing at that point is just reiterating what Nick has already took you through and explained to you, and just matching up and comparing and make sure that it is, you know, just confirming what he's previously told you, but everybody's prepared, they know everything.
Now, sometimes in searching for a home, you know, you walk in some places and it's very dilapidated, okay? Needs work, but some people have a vision, okay? With that being said, there's a loan called the 203K loan, okay? Does anybody know what a 203K loan is? Except for the agents, huh?
Home improvement loan?
Home improvement loan, exactly. 203K loan is where you can take a house, okay, and say for example it's $175,000. So you walk through it with a contractor, okay, and say, well, you know, I need about $50,000 worth of work done, okay. There's a certain limit. Anything under 30,000,
35,000, like a small, streamline, 203K.
Right. So you won't need somebody to oversee that. But anything over that, then you need somebody like Dwayne, and a consultant. I'm gonna let him talk a little bit about what he does with 203K loans.
Well, basically, the 203K loan is something like a home inspection. So I go through the house and get your wish list and what the mandatory repairs need to be. Some of y'all, like y'all want like granite countertops, but you might can't get granite countertops. You might need to get a brand new air conditioner.
Yeah.
Versus the kitchen being fixed up.
Right.
So we'll go through the house and we'll take notes. Now I get your wish list and I say what's mandatory that the bank looking for, because the bank will send an appraisal out to make sure that the repairs he look at get done, like the roof. You can't stick the roof or the foundation. Them are the two things that you gotta make sure that it's in perfect condition.
It's wants versus needs.
Yeah.
The bank, if you need to fix it, we're gonna make you fix it.
Right.
Now, you might want the granite, like he said, and if there's money left over,
Yeah, you
then
can get it.
we can get that.
And then,
Sorry. No, but the 203K is a great loan to use, like, especially with this competitive market we're in right now. It might be something you see that doesn't have a million offers on it, where you can say, okay, this is 170. I'll give you an example. So I had a guy, he bought a house for $300,000. He put $100,000 into it. The day that he finished, his house was worth $500,000. So he had $100,000 in equity. It took him about 4 months to finish. Right then. That was about 3 years ago. He called me the other day. He's like, can I qualify for $600,000? He wants to do the same thing. He just wants to continue to do that. He's lived there for a couple of years, and now he's got even more equity. One thing about that, you do need to use someone like Dwayne. It is a very, very tedious loan. I do about 1 or 2 a month. The packet, the application at the end is like that thick. So you really need to have professionals. I've done a bunch with Envision, and I mean, we're all a team here. We all have done several transactions. It's very important, especially on loans like that. If I need something on Sunday night at 9 o'clock to not miss settlement, I can get a hold of anybody up here. That's very important. I mean, some places, some agencies, it might take me 2 days to get a hold of the contractor or the consultant, and that sets your closing back 2 days, and then.
Well, that's more money.
Yeah,
Okay,
more
now,
money,
now
more
the
stress.
thing about the 203K is, it's time. It's not gonna be like, what's the average house though, 45 days?
Less than, yeah,
Less than 45,
yeah.
with a 203K, it might go 6 months.
Yeah.
5 months, I mean, that's just to get the loan approved. So don't be like you ready to move into your new house now, you gotta make sure that the living arrangement is straight, because if not, it's gonna be a long process.
And with that being said too, the money doesn't come until after the loan settles. Right, so what happens is, once you sign the papers with Sabrina, it's not like it's already ready. No, what happens is you hire the contractors, so they get their first draw to do the work. And then after you approve it, then they get their other part, their second draw, okay? So it is a long process.
It's paid directly to the contractors.
Correct, it's not paid to you, you can't go to Macy's or anything. It's paid directly to the
It's
contractor.
It's to both.
It's to both.
It's to both.
It's the contract, sorry, yeah, to
The
both.
contract and the bond. But it get,
But the check is made out to both parties. so
Both
have
parties,
to
yeah,
sign
both
it.
have to
Right,
sign
yeah,
it.
sorry,
I still can't go to Macy's by
You
myself.
still can't go. You gotta go with them, you gotta go with them, yeah.
The thing about it is that, I'm gonna be honest with you, when it's like that, y'all get these friends who doing contract work.
Uncle Bob isn't gonna give you a discount. Uncle Bob might give you a discount on paper. We're gonna get his license, we're gonna get 3 references, we're gonna get his insurance, we're gonna get everything. And when he says he can do this $40,000 job for 20 grand, he's walking off that job week 1 when he realizes it's really 50 grand and he's gonna make $0. So, all the discounts, like I've seen everyone try everything, and then you're left with this house you just bought that's unfinished and you got 50 grand in the bank you can't touch.
So do you have to find your own contractors, or you guys will help find them?
Well, we can help you find it.
We help you find it.
Now, Envision, we got everything, it's one-stop shop. Yeah, we got everything, don't worry about that. And we have multiple people, but this is number 1 right here,
Gotcha,
okay?
gotcha.
So we can help you find the people to get the job done,
Gotcha.
okay?
Okay,
I
perfect.
mean, like I said, y'all interview the contractors too.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
This y'all team, we work for y'all.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
And they're very important. I mean, if you have a bad contract, I can tell you right now, you're gonna hate the whole process, you're gonna hate Envision, you're gonna hate me, you're gonna hate everybody.
Yeah, right, right.
But we don't get to pick the contractors, that's gonna be, I mean, I kind of vet them myself, because I can kind of already tell who's gonna take 4 weeks to get back to me on something.
Good, okay.
What's the 203K loan?
It's the home improvement loan. Oh, sorry.
No. Today your lucky day. You got an Outback gift card now. No, you good, you good. Cause I gotta get them out my pocket. And so for people that's on video, y'all should be here.
That's right, 'cause I got 2 already.
So, in closing, okay, first of all, does anybody have any questions? Is there something that you want to know about the home buying process that we haven't covered? I mean, we can sit here and talk for a week and still wouldn't go over every single thing. We're going over the nuts and the bolts about buying a home, okay, and protecting your home and your financial well-being, okay? Any questions so far?
I have a question about, the loan. I'm a veteran, so I
Okay.
wanted to use my veterans, and I wanna move in Charles County. Would that be, something that I should do, or should I go through one of those
You
programs?
should absolutely use VA, it's the best loan out there in my mind.
Yes.
100% financing, you have no mortgage insurance, and you have the best right now. Fantastic.
Yes.
You can combine VA with programs. It depends on the market. So right now, and we'll see, every situation is different, but typically right now there's gonna be multiple offers on everything. The programs do take a little bit longer. There's more paperwork involved. It's usually worth it for the buyer, but sometimes the seller's like, oh, I'll just take the other offer. You wanna have your offer be the strongest. If you just have a regular VA loan, no other program, you're gonna close quicker, they don't have to fill out any excess paperwork, I think you're gonna win that offer more times than not.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing.
So, no, that's the best,
Yes.
to me, 100%, very clear, that's the best.
Nick, too, can you talk about the mortgage insurance on a loan? He talked about it from the
Yes.
buyer side, but on the loan side.
So, us as the lender, so we're basically the bank, we're gonna require insurance on certain products. So if you default, we get compensated. So on FHA, that's what a lot of first-time home buyers do. It's mandatory, it's 0.85% if you put the minimum down. Have you always heard you need 20% down? Like that's what that comes from, is 20%, there's no mortgage insurance. Now we have a couple different programs where we buy it out with 5% down. This program right here, the state program, the mortgage insurance is very, very low. It's based on your credit score, but if you have very good credit, it's very low. And it's a tier, so the lower it gets, the higher the mortgage insurance gets, because it's all about risk. What is your risk of defaulting? So typically, we have a lot of products right now with very little or no mortgage insurance. And FHA before was always thought, we don't want that because mortgage insurance and all that. Obviously, it's better to not have mortgage insurance if you don't have to, but FHA has a lower interest rate than conventional, is one thing to think about. So sometimes that offsets it. And that mortgage insurance now is a lot cheaper than it used to be. Before, 1.5%, 2%, now our FHA is 0.85. So it's higher than conventional usually with good credit, but it's very comparable.
I just wanna know what makes me different or something.
Okay, what makes you? What makes you different? What makes you different?
That's because, like a lot of people watch the internet, and I believe people don't say the truth on the internet, like Facebook and LinkedIn. They don't put, right, you know what I'm saying? But they don't say, they credentials, but I'm a 25-year building engineer. I'm a licensed lead inspector, mold inspector, radon testing. But what makes me different is that I do like a free 30-day home inspection. If I go in the house and it fails for any reason, it can't be a 2 or 3K. Not a 2 or 3K. This just work is when got a listing. She said, Wayne, come inspect the house. She bring a client there, and I find anything wrong, and y'all say I don't want this house. The next house is free within 30 days. And I got a lot of like 90-day warranties and everything. Then if I miss something, I'm gonna pay up to $1,000 out of my pocket to get it fixed. So all home inspectors say they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that, how they gonna do it. I'm the only one doing free 30-day home inspection. And plus we the locks. So we all about helping you guys.
That was pretty good, man.
Yeah.
You convinced me again.
I'll help you $1,000 out. If I miss something.
Any other questions? Okay, in closing, I want each panel member to give a closing statement, why they should use you. I think we kind of went through that, but do it again because we learned about repetition. Okay? Start with Sabrina.
Well, by using Choice Settlement Group, I call a mom and pop shop. We have one location in Upper Marlboro. We do travel. We're very personable. There is no voicemail machines that you want to say, press number 1 for this person, then it goes to another one. You're going to get someone directly on the phone. And I believe that our customer service level, when it comes to that aspect, overexceeds a lot of companies who are out there right now that are not personable. Additionally, we do have an in-house abstracting company. What that means is we don't call someone, that's for Maryland. DC, we do have an outsource, we outsource our title work. But internally, my partner, Broker Reggie Butler, sitting over there, she owns LAR Abstracts. And so, once we open up the case, we give her an order. If it's a rush deal, let's say that a lender or the agent forgot to send us the contract and like, oh my God, loan's approved, they want to close in 2 days, 48 hours. I can have the title work, that 60-year search back within 2-3 hours. And that's something that other title companies are not privy to. I personally have over 20 years experience. So, in this bankruptcy, foreclosures, my background is very huge and we are licensed and bonded. So if you use Choice Settlement Group, you do get the home warranty at closing that we pay for, and you get the one-on-one personal experience. And I look forward to seeing you guys at closing and the housewarming party. And I bring gifts.
Kevin?
Okay. I don't know how to come behind that. All I'll tell you is this is my passion. This is what I do. I'll be your agent for life. I'll help you through whatever you need to try and go through with your financial situations. You see me check my phone several times while I've been here. My clients always contact me for everything. It's folks need help. Some of the plans that we have that are more beneficial even for the business owners is you can have an insurance plan similar to what Reggie has. Have all the benefits. If you get sick or injured, it will pay you. Grow more tax-free cash than you can put into any financial vehicle out here. This is the only plan that actually does this. And pull it out totally tax-free. And guess what? As a business owner, you can write it all over. Okay? So, don't sound right? Benefits, tax-free money, guaranteed never to lose. Write it off as a business owner. Actually do that. But I'm here to actually service you all. I mean, this is what I do. I don't work for one company. I'm more like a broker. So I have 7 different companies that I work for. Reason being is, one shoe doesn't fit everybody. So, you might have different needs. On the forms that I passed out, probably the worst thing that people can say to me without talking to me is telling me, like I was sharing with you earlier, is I'm good, I'll give you a free financial checkup. Maybe some things that you didn't know that you were, okay? And if I can help you, we just go from there, and I'll look forward to talking to you. Okay?
I'm Dwayne Sewell, your building consultant for life. We do online booking, we always answer the phones. You can book online, look over the phone. And my qualifications exceed the other home inspection company out there, and we stand behind our work.
I think these two had a conversation.
Just showed up. He called me yesterday, she did call me.
So Nick Maltino, NFM Lending, what I think we bring to the table is really, besides the programs, is a lot of experience and customer service. We are very customer service oriented. We deal with mostly first-time home buyers, so we know there's gonna be a lot of questions, a lot of uncertainty, so we try to hold your hand throughout the whole process, whether it's pre-approval, whether it's what documentation you need. Once we get into the process, like I was saying earlier, everything moves very quickly, so we wanna be able to make sure you understand everything. We don't want to just say, we need this, this, and this, send it right now. We take our time and say, this is what we need, this is why we need it, and you're like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. And anything you need, we always really try to be available. I work pretty much 7 days a week. I mean, I can't always pick up my phone, but I usually text you back, hey, I'll call you in an hour if I'm not available at the moment. So I really hope to see you guys in 2017.
5 years ago, I walked out of one of the places I always go to, Old Town, and frustrated, tired, upset, working for a company, but couldn't do the things that I really wanted to do. So I walked out of there and I said, you know what? I'm gonna start my own. I had no money. All I had was a dream and a vision. That's why the company's called Envision, okay? We started out, I didn't know where the office was gonna be. I walked down the street, found an office, okay? It was through God that these things happened, okay? Luckily, some of the agents that are on board is because they see the vision, okay? We are here to service people, but we're here to service the community too, okay? We are a full service brokerage, but we do a lot of community service. How are you gonna be out here servicing the community if you're not in the community? That is very important to us at Envision Realty, along with giving customer service. I was very frustrated with the bigger firms. Are we gonna be a big firm? Yes, but we're gonna do it differently, okay? Y'all came and ate. Every meeting we had, we eat. Don't everybody? Every meeting we have, we eat. Because I want to make sure that people are taken care of. You're planting seeds when you take care of people. If you take care of people, they'll take care of you. And that's the reason why we're doing the Fab Five. We're out in the community. And in August, we're doing a book bag drive. And I can't do it without these people here. I'm only as good as the people that I'm surrounded by. So at Envision Realty, I've been in the business 16 years. I hope you look us up and use us. We're licensed in Maryland, DC, and Virginia, and have been licensed in all 3 during that time, okay? We have a location in Upper Marlboro, and we just opened an office in Annapolis. So hopefully you all will use us, okay? And don't forget about the Fab Five, 1-800-414.
We'll do that.
Like 1-800-414-4962? 67. I'm sorry, 4967. Fab Five, home warranty, home inspection, free gift card, what else is it? Credit repair and appraisal. Free appraisal. Please look us up. Thank you all for coming today. We appreciate it. We still got some pizza and wings there. Please come mingle with them, ask them questions, and ask them for money too. Because I always do. All right, thank you. Appreciate it.